population. They hit 14% before any other country did. That's really interesting because they also have sovereignty over territories like Gaza and the West Bank. West Bank is supposed to be Palestinian territory. Israel has encroached upon it in very violent ways and has virtually taken over the West Bank. Not Gaza. Gaza is already an open-air prison with, 1 million fucking prisoners, basically, who are prisoners by virtue of being born on Gaza soil. Being born on the wrong side of a border with no way out. West Bank, on the other hand, is supposed to be internationally recognized as Palestinian territory, and yet for some reason, even though the fact that the United Nations consistently wagged the finger at Israel, and originally Israel's position was, yes, we are not going to do settler terrorism, they very, very clearly decided, yeah, fuck that, we are doing settler terrorism, and it's state-sponsored bitch, and they started bulldozing Palestinian villages and started building Israeli settlements on the West Bank. So now they have full sovereignty over the Palestinian people on the land that they once called home. And yet, their vaccination rollout was really successful for Israeli citizens. Not necessarily successful, as they literally are fucking saying that maybe the Palestinians, even in the West Bank, will not have access to the vaccines. Israelis on the West Bank will. Settler terrorists get vaccinated in Israel before the Palestinian people that had their lands stolen from them. You mean to tell me that's not an apartheid state? What is an apartheid state then? Nothing is an apartheid state. You sound exactly like those who defended the South African government in the apartheid state back then. That's just how it is. The only reason Bibi wants to keep up the ethno-state and not just annex West Bank and Gaza is to justify keeping up funds from the USA. Bibi could annex West Bank tomorrow, but he never will. One state solution must happen for peace. Also, I think it's weird to blame Jews for the state of Israel is the fault of American evangelicals. Yeah, that's the other part of the equation that I always find really laughable when people are like, wow, really? You don't offer uncritical and unconditional support to fucking the state of Israel? Well, I guess you must be anti-Semitic. Oh, hold on. Really? I didn't realize that fucking the largest supporter of the state of Israel and its violent actions in the United States of America were American Jews. Hold on. No, they're not. It's literally evangelical Christians. Hello. Fun fact about American politics. Evangelical Christians that hold outsized power in American politics literally believe that Israel needs to be an ethno-state. That entire region needs to be given to the chosen sons and daughters of God so that the second coming of Jesus Christ can happen, so that the rapture can happen. And that's precisely why Christian Zionists are the biggest funders of Israel and the biggest supporters of Israel in the United States of America. That's why when you go down to Texas, where not a single fucking Jew lives, you see goddamn F-350 lifted pickup trucks with like a Blue Lives Matter flag with a fucking Israeli flag right next to it. You're like, why is this fucking... why is my jet ski dealer rocking the fucking Israeli flag when he's an evangelical dude? Oh, wait, it's because they literally believe that they literally have a psychopathic death cult that dictates that once Israel is delivered to the chosen sons and daughters of God, Jesus Christ will come back to the fucking planet. There will be a rapture. He will fight Megadudu or Megiddo or whatever the fuck you call it, and Satan. He will have a big battle against Satan, and everyone that converts to evangelical Christianity will be lifted up to the heavens, which means all of those Jews who did not convert to evangelical Christianity will burn in hell in eternal damnation. So it's not necessarily the most pro-Israel or pro-Jewish mentality. They want you to fucking die in the end if you don't convert to evangelical Christianity. So you are cucking yourself to the evangelical Christians because they're giving you money and support. The Jewish religion historically, and the Jewish people historically have been oppressed throughout fucking time. They've always been considered like responsible for all the evils and at the heart of every conspiracy. Okay? And because of that, because of their shared history of pain, Jewish people have also been on the forefront of civil rights causes, civil rights movements, equality, abolition movements. Jewish people have always had a history of fighting back against struggle and fighting back against oppression. Doesn't matter if it's their own oppression or doesn't matter if it's the oppression of others that are not Jewish. So it is disgusting to me that in the latest like past two fucking decades, 3 decades, that Bibi Netanyahu, with his militant action and his approach to dealing with Iran and approach to dealing with the Palestinian Muslims for regional autonomy and regional fucking control, and to basically fucking rile up Israel and turn it into basically just like America, a place where you are deeply hostile to the Arabs and deeply hostile to the Muslims, has been able to successfully change that mentality as though that is not a fundamental fucking part of like Judaism, and as though it's not a fundamental part of Jewish shared history. Okay? Stop assuming that every fucking Jewish person is a psychotic neocon like Ben Shapiro. It's disgusting. Okay?
3 months, fella. Give me a hell yeah, brother.
And just simply saying, I don't like Bibi Netanyahu, but we need to wipe out the Palestinians is not fucking enough. It's no different than the centrist dipshits that say, oh, I really hate Donald Trump, but he is right on national security. We do need to have concentration camps for Mexicans at the border. Like, it's no different than that. And so many Israeli people and so many Jewish Americans, unfortunately, even young Jewish Americans, who are overall very much against some of them are, against the actions of Israel, but there are so many fucking young Jewish Americans who are caught up in this militant propaganda. Just like there are so many young Americans that were caught up in the militant propaganda against Muslims. And that's precisely why Islamophobia runs rampant, even in progressive communities like this. It's just a privileged blind spot that you hold on to. So maybe just open your mind. If I've been able to change your mind on if I've been able to change your mind on other issues, then maybe you'll understand my position on this one too. Have we seen the video of Joe Biden in Congress saying that if Israel didn't exist, the U.S. would need to create its own Israel in order to further American interests in the region? Yeah, I mean. I would go so far as to say, the last thing I'll say on this is I go so far as to say that, like, assuming, like, all American Jews and Jews all around the world are like bloodthirsty neocons is literally anti-Semitic, okay? That is what Nazis say in order to vilify Jewish people. So why would you adopt it on your own and wear it on your fucking chest? It's so weird. When it is far from the reality. In the UK, it's anti-Semitic to talk about Israel in a negative light. Don't fucking bring that up. I know. I like to deny the existence of the United Kingdom. So I just like to not think about how psychopathic UK media is and how reactionary they are over there, especially in terms of like Israel. Man United, total league boys. Yeah. During the 3rd century crisis, Jews literally carried out genocide against non-Jewish Gentiles during the 3rd Judean revolt. What? During the 3rd century crisis? What the fuck? I don't know what that is, bro. What? If you're reaching to the fucking 3rd century crisis, what? Bro, that's like saying, Mongolians are violent people. Like it's history at that point, okay? It's like so far removed from our present day reality. Yo, yeah. All my homies still mad about the 3rd century, bro. Yo, I'm fucking pissed.
Yo, Hasan, keep doing your thing, dude.
I'm fucking pissed about this 3rd century, bro. Never forget. What the fuck? Yeah. It's like saying, oh, yeah? You think these fucking social democracies in Nordic countries are so great? Well, guess what, baby? Vikings used to rape. Fucking cancel Norway. Cancel Denmark. Cancel Sweden. All Danes are fucking canceled, dude. Yeah. Guess what? And they fucking enslaved the Saxons. Finland's not safe either. Okay.